365 days in a year. We make life-changing decisions every day. We just don't realize it at the time. But those small decisions add up. I'll take a rest day, I'll go later, I'll start in the new year. All excuses that lead to regret. Why do so many choose this path? Well, it's easier. No mountains to climb, no obstacles to conquer. The other path is unknown, one of the scariest things in the world. Why work towards something with no guaranteed return? A select few chase the unknown and call it their dream. These select few are naive, the kids being the most naive of us all. In their heads, whatever they dream will come true. But the thing about kids is they're hard-headed, stubborn, not here to listen to reason. Can't blame them, because kids these days.
No hand. Cut it. Sprint. Good. No, play defense. Wrong, foul, and one. Just get to your spot. You ain't gotta be all. Good job.
Who's so good?
Get in your feelings. Stay inside. Good. Stay inside. Good defense. Great defense. Good left. Hand off. Where we going to? Like, look, get out your feelings and just play defense. Yeah, it's hard. That man. Let's go. Wake up.
All you gotta do is get one stop and get on defense. One good one.
Good. Sprint. In front. Good. In front. Again. You not be front. You got front. Big get. Get off your hair, dog it back down.
What I would say is the older
This is your video, right? So you're gonna be crying on your video?
Emotions are not just a strength of his, but they're also a weakness because he takes the highs with the highs and then he gets low with the lows. So it's something that we're trying to work on every day.
How is this a joke that's right here?
As parents, as our family, as coaches, they know that about him. And so as he continues to get older, we really want to get those emotions to just be level and be able to be controlled so he can just play at that high level all the time.
You are playing somebody that wants to win. Just as bad as you. And crying don't get the win.
What are you talking about? Do you have killer in you or not?
Let's hang. Play to it. If you want it, play to it. Don't grab it. Don't grab it. Ain't no edit on this, baby. Ain't no you going to sit there and cry or your ankle hurts. Like this.
As far as me, I'm giving him that edge. I'm putting that chip on his shoulder. Like I'm Josh and I both, like I said, train him like a grown man. So when he's only 8 years old. So an 8-year-old is gonna do 8-year-old things. Like an 8-year-old is gonna get emotional. An 8-year-old is gonna talk back. But as he's talking back, we giving him life lessons. Like that ain't gonna cut it. So cut that out now.
Every time we get in the car, put your seatbelt on. Every time you get on the floor, get down defense. How many times we gotta say that? And I'm sure your dad has a million things that he says the same thing over and over. So we not gonna keep doing that as parents. And cause coaches aren't gonna do that for y'all. They just gonna get the next kid that's gonna do it. I tell you this, straight up, I invited you because I think you're one of the best kids in the country. And I think the only way you get better is by playing other best kids in the country. We do this because we believe in y'all more than we believe in ourselves. You understand that? Yes, we speak.
Yes.
Good job.
Let's get out of
Let's
here.
y'all want to get a picture in the middle?
Just a normal day for Josh. A 3.5-hour workout on a college court just to wake up and hop on the iPad like nothing happened. This type of work is all that Josh knows, so it's no surprise that every time he steps on the court, he kills. He's the number 5 ranked player in the nation playing on the number 1 ranked team in the nation, Team Threat. And what he lacks in height, he makes up for in skill. At just 8 years old, those skills have led his teams to 2 national championships with plenty of time to win more. But he wouldn't be the player he is without his dad. They have a special bond, father and son, trainer and trainee. And Josh also does videography, capturing every highlight of Lil Josh in the basketball court and posting it to social media. And somehow he's always at the right place at the right time.
I got invited to film Marquee Hoops by my boy Ben and Gary Williams. And so, of course, naturally, I'm like, well, I'll probably bring Josh with me. He can watch some basketball. And then I told Gary, I was like, man, would it be okay if Josh participated, played with these, 5th, 6th, and 7th graders? And so Gary, who was really instrumental, he was like, yeah, sure. He'll be the smallest one. It'll be cool. Let's get him out there. And so when he got out there, he really competed. And you could tell that he wanted to be one of the best players there. And these guys weren't taking it easy on him. He was the smallest guy there. And he didn't back down. And that was one of the most proudest moments as a father, where you're like, man, you can see that what we're doing is actually paying off.
Like I said, the right place at the right time. Josh aimed his camera, focused his lens, and little did he know that he had just accidentally changed his son's life. Sports Center, millions of views. Josh's follower count skyrocketed to 25,000. He went to Peach Jam, met LeBron James. That picture went viral. He started to become a social media phenom. Anyone could be a one-hit wonder, but Josh kept putting out consistent viral content. Before you know it, people took notice. Sports outlets like Overtime called him the best 8-year-old hooper alive. No pressure though. And 9 months later, they invited us down to tour their Overtime Elite headquarters.
Lazy? Pick me up. I'm dunking on you, Josh.
There you go.
Boy.
Hey. What's up, bro? What's up? How you doing? Good.
What we're gonna do. Welcome to the practice court. This is where the players get in that work, just like y'all will be doing for the next several years. We're gonna play a little game. Alright? First to hit an NBA three-pointer wins. Alright?
Beautiful. Send me the phone. My legs hurt. That's not fair.
Yeah. It's gonna be a minute. Alright, off to the weight room.
Quick peek.
Let's get some
I'm lifting 135. I don't care.
Can you count to 135?
Yeah.
Strength and conditioning coach, his name is James. Once you meet him, you'll see that this is a spitting image. Draw little Josh real quick.
Now I'm drawing wrong.
Looks like a fish. 5, 4, 3,
That's the I've ever seen.
2, 1.
It's little Josh.
2, 1. Do we approve?
No.
Where we do recovery. Yep, sit up here and get your legs taped. Get my legs right, warmed up. Ankle roll. You relax. Yeah. The players eat and chill and hang out. Do this tour.
Are we technically players?
Oh yeah. You want food? Sorry.
Yeah.
Not for you guys. All right, keep it going. Room. This is the film room. This is how you get better next time. You know what I mean?
How do
Why
you
didn't you get back on defense, bro? Man?
At my age, you just do what you can,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna just leave it at that. That's it. Yeah. You got a little booger. Huh?
Take
Yes.
Little Josh, take one.
2, 1, take 1.
Good job.
My name is Jocelyn G, and I'm in 2032, and I play point guard.
Last question. You recently had 40,000 points in a game. Can you just walk me through how you did that?
I had 97 threes, and I had 87 layups, and 27 free throws.
I think we're missing some points here. Mr.
Don't put it on your mouth.
Yeah, please don't.
My name is Ronald Colbert. My class is 2031, and I'm a, yes it is. 2032.
You're a third grader.
Yeah, that's 2031. It was not.
No, that's fourth grade.
So my class 2032, and I play point guard. Take
Okay, wait. Final question. This is the most pressing one. As a point guard, you walked away with 30 turnovers last game. What went wrong?
So my teammates, right?
He's not taking any of the blame.
Up to this point, it's been mostly smooth sailing with Josh. But the story isn't just about the positives. Because sometimes you learn most when things don't go your way. And sometimes those lessons you need most happen in the places you least expect. Los Angeles, California, home of the celebrities, the superstars. Not everyone can thrive out here because there's a lot of people that let the fame and fortune get to their heads. The only cure? Humility. Something that a lot of us need to work on. It's something that kids at a young age don't usually understand. And what better teacher than the game of basketball?
You know what it is?
You know what it is.
You know what it is?
We out in Cali right now with the we got the sunroof on the SUV on the Denali. Yeah, we might live in California one day. If Destiny's cool with it. Silence up front. I respect that, dude. I respect that. Thanks for letting me have my moment. Your woman don't let you have your moment. You need another one. You need a sub. It's a foul on the play.
I actually thought Josh played well the whole tournament. I was proud that he came to LA and actually showed out. But it was what he did in the championship game that got me heated. It was clear from the jump that there was a big talent disparity between the two teams. But what Lil Josh started to do was showboat. He started hitting street ball moves mid-game. And I was mad because there was no reason for him to do this. Josh had to play for the highlight, because I guess he didn't have enough that game. And I know Josh's actions weren't purposely disrespectful. I think he was probably just scrolling on TikTok and saw some street baller do the move and wanted to try it. But I also started to think that Lil Josh isn't as naive to his quote-unquote stardom as I originally thought. Because why else are you throwing the ball and laughing at your opponent if you aren't trying to make another viral highlight? It's a habit I hope Lil Josh breaks eventually. But it's funny how the world works, because Lil Josh got the message from one of the top street ballers on the scene right now.
What's up, boy? Thought you got a little taller.
Just
So you got like 2 inches, maybe. You know what I'm saying? It's good.
Okay. So I just came to bring him, get him with some trainers. He worked with Derek Collison today, so that was cool.
That's all right. Hey, bro, don't get comfortable, man. You know what's crazy? You young. How old are you? 8. You young, right? So you so tough right now. Everybody gonna be like, oh, little Josh tough. It's tough. By the time you get 16, you're gonna feel like you don't got nothing to prove no more. So you gotta make sure you stay. I'm being serious. Like you tough right now, but you gotta make sure you stay like hungry enough to still keep that grind. Because once you get 16, it's gonna be easy. All the 16-year-olds you playing, it's gonna feel easy, and then you're gonna lose that edge. So just make sure you keep that edge. Remember I said this. Keep the edge and work even harder. I'm telling you, because when you get to the NBA or college, now it's every man for themselves. It's gonna be people that's 2 years, 3 years older than you. Now you gotta show your skill. You don't want it to show that you got comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So I'm being serious though, man. But keep working though, man. You tough. Just keep working. You pick all these 8-year-olds, it don't really matter, but you know what I'm saying? When you turn like 16, 18, that's when you really got
lights on.
Yeah, you feel me? So it's gonna matter then. So, but just keep working out. That's all.
And we're gonna
let you know that.
Get back.
Yeah,
because
for sure.
I definitely want to give it to you because I need that.
In case Scoob's words didn't resonate, I hope the outcome of our next stop did the trick. We went to visit one of the best trainers in the sport, Devin Williams. And he had Josh train with some LA kids that he works with on a consistent basis. These players were good. After all, they're Dev students. So I was very excited to see how Lil Josh stacked up. But it pained me to say that this was Lil Josh's humbling moment.
Right? So nothing worse can happen. You literally are losing every game. So try something different.
It was an I told you so moment that happened way too soon. The best 8-year-old hooper alive went to LA and got cooked. Only that headline didn't end up on social media. But this footage serves to make sure that Lil Josh doesn't get too caught up in the likes, the followers, the views. The kids he played against aren't social media famous, but you don't need an Instagram account to hit a jump shot. And I hope that after all of this, Josh realizes that in the grand scheme of things, he still has a long way to go. And I can only hope that he stays humble and never gets too comfortable.
Well, I've been doing this for long enough to know that I just know that leads to depression, having too much attention as a kid. I've seen it a million times with younger players and older players now. So, because the kid doesn't have time to just be a kid, like what they're living in isn't necessarily reality. It's a reality that's being made up and a storytelling. Like, I'm a storyteller, so I know whatever story that I put out there, I can go cross a bunch of people up and lose 11-0, and I can just put all my highlights out there, and then it seems like, I'm just some god or whatever. But in fact, I lose stuff all the time when I'm playing against my guys. And so when you're young like that, social media is unfair. It's unfair because everybody has these, people are so in a hurry to be wrong and be right that they're normally wrong. And so they always have these opinions. Social media is giving people a platform to just say what they want, not necessarily what's true. You have Google that gives you all the answers, but they don't look at it. They just comment as fast as they can. So when you're dealing with a kid who's just honest, trying to put in honest work, and you have somebody that says some weird stuff and the kid sees that messes with them, But they said Jesus had haters too, right? So it just kind of sucks for kids because they're unintentionally targeted sometimes. And I always worry about that. I'm a person who knows what it's like to have anxiety and all this other type of stuff. And, you know, that's what social media leads to, is anxiety and depression, and it can lead to the complete opposite if you just know how to handle it.
Only through failure is when you can be successful. You have to go through life through challenges, and you have to fail. You have to understand what failure looks like, failure feels like. Only then you can know what success feels like, and you can understand that the journey is something that has to be taken. You know, I've trained some of the greatest players to come out of the DMV, and the thing that's been always consistent about what made those players great, they always were consistent about putting that work in. They love to train, they love to get better. These are family members of his that have gone on and been successful in basketball. Those small moments in times where Josh gets to watch greatness motivated him. It's kind of hard to see what you could be without seeing a blueprint of it. And what Triple Threat has been to Josh is a blueprint of what he could be if he continues to put the work and follow in the footsteps of the kids that I've trained before.
This is the ultimate goal. The one of a million dream come true. But what does it take to get here? I hope this footage serves to answer one piece of that question. Let's call it a proof of concept. Proof that all deserving of the ultimate goal are willing to do whatever it takes, regardless of how hard you have to work to get there. Lil Josh is what people in the basketball community call a child prodigy. At 8 years old, he's had more success in the game than many will have in their entire lifetime. But we have to remember, he's only 8 years old. There's too many stories about child prodigies and where they are now updates. It's being really underwhelming, simply because of all the pressure put on a kid at a young age. But with any kid, especially in the game of basketball, there's a lot of questions that come along with it, a lot of uncertainty. What if he doesn't grow? What if he gets hurt? But on the other side, what if he makes it? Nobody has the answer, unfortunately. It'll take time to see any of the results pay off for all the crazy stuff he's doing right now. But Josh's life journey has really only just begun. And I don't find any value thinking about the what ifs. Sometimes I wish we would just live in the present, because there's no need to point out how unrealistic a kid's dream is. Because really, if you think about it, this past year for Josh has been one of the most unrealistic things you'll ever see. So who's to say there won't be more to come in the future? We'll just have to wait and see.